Morning on this great Sunday morning. This is Dr. Mark, animal advocate, author, journalist, and speaker. I wish to open today's sermon with a story. A few days ago, I found myself doing something many of us do without thinking. I was scrolling through my phone. News headlines, arguments, opinions, anger, one story after another, all demanding attention, all insisting on urgency. And suddenly it struck me, not how broken the world looks, but how distracted we have become from what actually matters. People are louder than ever, but compassion feels quieter than it used to. Today's message draws from the books of Matthew, Proverbs, James, Psalms, Romans, Micah, Zechariah, Philippians, and 1 John. Jesus warned us in Matthew chapter 24, verse 12, because lawlessness will abound, the love of many will grow cold. That verse does not describe some distant future. It describes today. We live in a time where selfishness is no longer questioned. It is normalized, however. We are encouraged to focus on ourselves, protect our comfort, guard our time, and avoid inconvenience. And in doing so, we slowly drift away from responsibility, from empathy, and from care. When love grows cold toward people, animals suffer as well. Proverbs chapter 12, verse 10 tells us, "The righteous care for the needs of their animals, but the mercy of the wicked is cruel." That verse leaves no room for interpretation. How we treat animals reflects directly on who we are. And at the same time, and the same is true for how we treat people who cannot repay us, impress us, or benefit us. We often say we have faith, but Scripture reminds us that faith is not proven by words. James chapter 2, verse 17 says, "Faith by itself, if it does not have works, is dead." Not weak, not incomplete, dead. One of the most troubling patterns I see today is how easily we excuse ourselves from caring. We see need, but we scroll past it. We encounter suffering. We justify distance. We convince ourselves someone else will take care of it. An animal shows up hungry and confused, and we post a photo asking for help. But we quickly add, "They cannot stay here." A person struggles, and we say, "I don't have time." And little by little, our hearts harden without us even noticing it. Scripture speaks directly to this. 1 John chapter 3, verse 17 says, "If anyone has the world's goods and sees a brother in need, yet closes his heart against him, how does God's love abide in him?" That verse does not accuse, it asks a question, and we must answer it honestly. There is something else we need to understand, especially in the times we're living in. Politics, my friend, is the work of man, Compassion is the work of God. Scripture never tells us to place our hope in governments, leaders, or the systems built by humans. It tells us to place our hope in God and to live that hope through mercy, humility, and service. Psalm 146, verse 3 says, "Do not put your trust in princes, in human beings who cannot save us." That is not an attack. It is a reminder. Men will answer for their own sins. Leaders will answer for theirs. You do not have to carry that burden. Romans chapter 14, verse 12 tells us, "So then each of us will give an account of ourselves to God." No one will stand before God and be judged for the world's chaos. We will be judged for how we lived while chaos existed. So I say this gently but clearly. Stop listening so much to men and start listening again to God. Constant noise hardens the heart. Constant outrage distracts the soul. God never intended for us to live consumed by fear, anger, or division. Philippians chapter 4, verse 8 tells us, "Where our focus does it belong? Whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable. If anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things." That verse does not describe a news cycle. It describes a disciplined soul. Salvation does not disappear all at once. It fades quietly. It fades when prayer is replaced by noise. It fades when compassion is replaced by convenience. It fades when we say, "That's not my responsibility." Too often, Jesus tells us plainly in Matthew chapter 7, verse 21, "Not everyone who says to me, 'Lord, Lord,' shall enter the kingdom of heaven, but he who does the will of my Father." Doing God's will is not complicated. It is simply inconvenient for selfish hearts. So today, I want to offer something simple. Plan one day, just one day a week, a day where you intentionally help one person and one animal. Not for recognition, not for praise, not for social media, just because it is right. It may be small, it may feel insignificant, but small acts done faithfully change lives, including your own. Zechariah chapter 7, verse 9 tells us, "Administer true justice, show mercy and compassion to one another." And Micah chapter 6, verse 8 reminds us, "What does the Lord require of you? To act justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God." Doesn't say loudly, doesn't say angrily, doesn't say selfishly. It says humbly. Here's a truth many people resist. Once you begin living this way, it will consume your life. And that, my friend, is a good thing. A life consumed by compassion is a life aligned with God. Jesus did not tell us to fix the world. He told us to love our neighbor. And in doing so, we are freed from the weight of the world's sin. because they are not ours to carry. Let us return to simple living. Let us quiet the noise. Let us choose people over arguments, animals over excuses, and compassion over convenience. Because in the end, we will not be judged how informed we were, but how faithful we were. Thank you for listening. I'll be here every Sunday morning with another message drawn from Scripture and the soul. I hope you'll join me. Until then, may your heart stay tender and your actions reflect compassion. Good day. This is Dr. Mark, and God bless.